Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And this is good. The executive at Campbell's who is making disparaging comments about their customers and their soup has been fired.
Yes, he did get fired.
So good. We're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about what led up to it again for those of you who missed it. It's quite the interesting lesson in what not to do in business. This was a VP at Campbell's who'd been there, I guess, for a while. He went out to eat with the guy, and the guy recorded him. And he was saying,
because he was being like belligerently a dick and basically saying the soup was bioengineered for poor people and all this other crap.
Not just poor people, it's shit food for effing poor people. Yes. And I mean, is he completely wrong? No, but if you work for the company, you don't want to hear one of your executives make comments like that. But it's like something out of a damn sitcom.
Yeah. Well, and then the guy who reported it got fired.
He got fired.
Now, months later, he's suing Campbell's, but I think he didn't tell them he had a recording of it. Like, he reported the guy, and instead of firing this guy, then they fired him. And ABC interviewed, I guess, somebody from Campbell's, and they said, well, the guy that had gotten fired several months ago for reporting it deserved it. He was there 5 months, and he had reasons that he was fired. And I'm like, well, that's a little interesting timing, isn't it?
Yeah, this whole thing is I think this whole thing is gonna blow up. It's gonna unravel, or Campbell's will just throw millions of dollars at this guy to shut him up. But regardless, the damage has been done. Campbell's has become a meme, and not for the right reasons. You're one of the bad memes here, Campbell's. Basically, corporate greed, executive entitlement, all that shit, bioengineered food. This is definitely going to hurt their sales. Everybody was talking about this. So let's talk about it some more. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
Go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com for more Clownfish TV and paywalled content. And going into 2026, we're going to be doing more over there. That's why it's called more.clownfishtv.com. So he's gone.
Yep.
This is coming. Gone. This is coming from Fox. Campbell's fires executive allegedly caught calling companies food shit for poor people and recording. So they fired the executive who was allegedly caught. I love how they try to cover their ass. Who was allegedly caught.
Hey, I get it.
On a secret recording, and that you got to watch too, because sometimes that's not completely kosher. You can't do that, or it's not admissible in court or whatever. So anyway, but the secret recording had insults toward the company's products, customers, employees, including calling its food shit for effing poor people. Martin Bali, the vice president in Campbell's Information Security Department, can allegedly be heard in the year-old audio making vulgar, offensive, and false comments, the company spokesperson told Fox Business. They threw this guy on the bus because, God forbid, he disparages our product. And
yeah, well, it's a big deal now because they didn't know about the recording. So basically what happened was he made these comments. He was meeting up with the other guy. I forget the other guy's name, but his name's Bailey. I forget the other guy's name. Robert Garza. And they were at a meeting talking about salary and stuff, and Robert Garza had been hired for a few months prior. Well, after Bailey had said all these things and he recorded it, he went to, HR and said, hey, this is stuff this guy's saying about people, because I guess he made disparaging remarks about Indians and a bunch of other stuff. And he went and told them, and then they fired him and kept the other guy there. They kept Bailey there. And like I said, ABC was interviewing Campbell's, and they said that Garza was fired for legitimate reasons that just happened to coincide with him reporting the other guy to HR. And he was only here 5 months, but he didn't say what the reason was. He wasn't here very long. The other guy was here for years, so we fired his ass because you didn't know there was proof. Because they said later they didn't know until the 20th when the recordings were put on the news that there was a recording, which meant they didn't know the guy had proof until the proof came out.
If this was an alleged recording, why is the guy fired? Right. I mean, it was obviously him. They're just trying to figure out. Well, one, I think Fox is trying to cover its ass, because if you say somebody did something definitively, you're opening yourself up to a libel, defamation suit, whatever. But in this particular case, it's pretty obvious what went down, and Campbell's knows it's him, and now they're going to try to do as much PR damage control as possible. I can almost guarantee you within the next couple of months, we're going to see some kind of marketing campaign about like, look at all the wholesome ingredients in Campbell's food. Campbell's food's for everybody. Look at this person eating our chicken noodle soup on their super yacht.
Yes, it's for everyone.
It's not just for effing poor people.
You know, look, and I remember people have said this, and I talked about this with our son after this too. We said the same thing. He mentioned it too, that they're like, oh, it's 3D printed meat, and doubtful, because 3D printed meat but that stuff's expensive. That stuff's not cheap. You're not going to stick that in the $1.50 can of Campbell soup. But then it makes you wonder what is in there, as far as the meat's concerned. Now,
lips and assholes.
No, that's hot
lips
dogs.
and assholes.
No, when I was a kid, I remember we'd get the Lipton soup in the pouch that was like the powdered dry stuff, and the chicken cubes were freeze dried. So the only way you got chicken was they had to be rehydrated. So, you know, it was like space soup, you know, and in that regard, it was still good, but you know, it doesn't faze me as much as it fazes other people, I don't think. But I doubt highly that they're 3D printed chicken. I mean, it's possible, but I doubt it.
I can't believe
not bugs.
Well, I don't know. Wouldn't that be a plot twist? You've been eating bugs all along. No, I believe it is probably the most unsellable bits of chicken, probably like the thighs, lips, and assholes of chickens.
Chickens don't have lips.
Because, yeah, they're all going to Campbell's soup. This is going on.
When they're babies, they cut their lips off.
They're babies, they cut their lips off, and then they make Campbell's soup out of it.
Oh, my God. Supposed to clip that out of context. No.
Bally had previously been placed on leave during an internal investigation, and he got fired on Tuesday. The recording was released by former employee Robert Garza. Yes, former Campbell soup and a formal. Yes, he's a very formal. He shows up in a tux.
He did a tux every time.
Yeah. And it's like, I can't eat that. That's for fucking poor people.
But that wasn't him. That was the other guy, yeah.
A former Campbell Soup cybersecurity analyst, as part of a lawsuit filed in Michigan's Wayne County Circuit Court. They say captured the audio during a meeting at a restaurant. Again, look, this is just business 101. I get that people get comfortable with their coworkers. I get that.
Has Project Veritas taught you nothing?
Yes. If somebody's just like, hey, I just happened to come across you on this dating app, let's go out and I'm going to ask you very pointed questions about your job.
Yeah.
You know, the dude's probably wired or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you see in the mob movies where it's like, why are you asking me to specifically say this thing? It's like, has he got a wire on him? I'm like, yeah, that's what's going on. They want you to trip up so they can use it against you. Just, you know, it doesn't really matter now, but yeah, in the audio, Bally can allegedly be heard criticizing Campbell's products, mocking consumers, making derogatory remarks about Indian coworkers, and admitting to coming to work under the influence of marijuana. Mm-hmm. They'd sell more soup if they put that in the soup.
I was saying, a lot of people go to work under that influence. I'm just, saying.
Yeah, we have shit for effing poor people. Who buys our shit? I don't buy Campbell's products anymore.
Well, you have all to save your money from marijuana.
I know, right? It's bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. Effing Indians don't know an effing thing. They couldn't think for their effing selves. So this is a guy who works in cybersecurity, which they're probably outsourcing a lot of that overseas.
So don't outsource it.
Don't outsource it.
It's like AI too. It's like, it'd be so much easier if we had people just doing the job that knew what they were doing.
Oh my God, just every day. I mean, this is what I'm getting so frustrated with. And we talked about this.
He's going to take a side tangent, guys. Get ready.
We're going to take a side tangent.
Here it comes. We were doing so well.
everything now is like an AI overseas infused fever dream, just dealing with anything, just trying to make a phone call, trying to get an insurance quote, trying to get an answer to a question, just a basic question, just trying to get a human being is so much harder now than it used to be. And you're going to be booted all over the place.
And you can even get a human being.
Yeah, first you'll go through 3 or 4 rounds of bots, and then they will send you to India. And then you'll go through 3 or 4 people there when they ultimately don't have the answer because it's not on a piece of paper in front of them.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Right.
Have you tried bending over? It's like my foot up your ass.
Yeah, exactly. They give them, all the basic, because what they're trying to do is they are trying deliberately. They're trying to frustrate you so you just hang up and don't bother them. That's what they're trying to do. And you have to be very persistent. And eventually you will get to the last American human, the final boss, which is the last American human standing. And a lot of those people are so checked out from their jobs, they don't give a shit and they're not very helpful anyway. You know, it's just like,
and then they'll be like, let me transfer you. And then you're right back to the, you're like, no. And you're right back to the beginning.
yeah, I'm talking about you, Comcast. I'm talking about you. Comcast is terrible to deal with now. But a lot of people don't have choices.
About other things, but yes. Can we go back to the point?
Let's go back.
So they don't like Indians because they think they're dumb. That's what he said apparently in his thing. That's not what we're saying. That's what he said.
That's what he was saying.
He's just like, and it's on tape. So again, there was an interview with ABC, and I don't know if you have that pulled up or not. I might not send you a link, but the statement from the company basically is that go down. There's a statement they say that if you go down.
There we go.
Spokesperson from Campbell's told ABC News in an emailed statement that Garza, that's the guy who was fired last year for reporting it, was terminated for good reason and was with the company less than 5 months. So apparently, being with the company less than 5 months, they could just get rid of you. And they said good reason. They don't say what the good reason is. They said with good reason. It's just interesting to anybody outside looking in, the timing. He was fired for good reason right after he reported this stuff going down. He was fired, but it's completely unrelated, folks, honest. And then they never did anything to stop this other guy, Bailey, until video evidence surfaced a year later. They did nothing to this guy. They just happened to fire the other guy for reasons because he deserved it, and then had nothing to do with this. But the other guy, then Bailey got to keep his job after saying this stuff, and he kept his job until the recording surfaced. But yes, nothing to see here, folks.
Yeah. So what was he gonna blow the lid off of? I mean, he's a cybersecurity guy, worked in IT, I guess.
Yeah, but he was basically reporting this guy's behavior. That's why he was reporting to them.
Yeah.
And then he reports, this guy would have been his boss. He reports his, I'm assuming, boss.
Yeah.
He gets fired, and they're saying, oh, no, because they don't want another law. They're being sued now for, alleged retaliation and a hostile work environment. They're suing. That's what this Garza is suing, because he's claiming they fired him because he reported the other guy, which honestly, from somebody outside looking in, sounds legit. I'm not saying it is, but it does sound like, like he's telling the truth, because the timing is sus.
You know what's going to happen as a result of this, right? They're going to actually outsource more work to India, outsource more work to AI. Because they're gonna be like, yeah, we can't bring these people in to do cybersecurity or whatever. So we're just gonna outsource it, because every human we bring in is going to be a potential liability, whether it's the boss or the employee, because there's always a risk of a lawsuit or a PR nightmare. The robots are easier, and that's the truth of it. And I'm not saying AI should replace everybody. God, no, it's really flawed right now. I'm saying that's how these companies are going to think. They're like, well, the solution is more robots and more outsourcing.
Well, it's biting them in the ass too, which is a whole other video.
Yeah.
But they said, the lawyer for Garza said the situation has been very hard on Robert. He thought Campbell's would be thankful that he reported Martin's behavior, but instead he was abruptly fired. And then Bailey got to continue working in there for, until there were, and had there not been a video clip, he'd probably still be there.
So what happens, again, back to the whole mob thing? What happens if you go tattling to a police officer who's on the take, right? To a bad cop that your buddy or your neighbor, whatever, is, I think, Mr. So-and-so is in the mob. Oh my God, guys, I saw him loading a body into the trunk, and this cop's on the take. What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, right.
This kind of reminds me of Monsters, Inc., right? They're tattling Mr. Waternoose, and he's in on it.
Yeah.
I think that they're like, you know what? We protect our own and your liability, so you're all gone.
Well, and
they'll throw
he
this guy
got
under the
away
bus.
with it. He would have kept getting away with it if it wasn't the fact that the guy had a video, because he apparently was smart and did not tell them he had it on video.
So and again, that would probably come up too. They'd probably be like, well, he wasn't aware he's being recorded, so that's inadmissible. Or
well,
whatever.
that might be the case, but he still has grounds, though, to go after Campbell's for the fact that he tried to do the right thing in the report that this guy, was saying he comes to work on marijuana. And I didn't hear that clip, so I can't speak to that. But saying that he did that, and saying that, he did say about the shit for poor people, which he did say, and you can hear that.
Just, you know what?
He's insulting your customers. He's a liability, and they fire him.
Lean into it. The economy is tight right now. Are you fucking poor? Have we got the shit for you? Shit in a can. Now you can get 2 cans of shit for $2, only from Campbell's Soup, because we care about you and we care about the environment. So we grow our meat on trees. We don't kill any real chickens.
Maybe chicken noodle. Tomato soup and other shit. That's what you call
Well, he
it.
probably got his wires crossed. He probably got like bioengineered, like GMO.
Yeah, that's what I think
tomatoes.
it was. But everything's marked bioengineered now.
Yeah, and they mark that. I mean, I'm sorry. This is why girls are having their periods at 5 years old or whatever, because we're all drinking the hormones. That's why I've got tits now. No.
Yeah,
Got a huge rack. I need to go on Twitch and shake it. I know you should.
Oh my God! If you did, I know how we're gonna buy a house. No, another house. buy a car.
Hey, some people are probably into that.
That's what I'm saying. If you
big rack and a hairy chest, that I far be it from me to judge.
Just do what I do and get it lasered. No, I'm kidding.
The tits or the hair?
The hair.
Just get your tits cut off with a laser.
Wax this. You wax your jugs.
Wax your jugs. Oh
I don't know. Anyway. Clownfish TV, come for the news, stay for the euphemisms. Anyway, so yeah, I got canned. We don't know what's in the cans.
Canned soup.
We got canned. We don't know what's in the cans.
Oh my God! What if that is how the mafia handles it? It's not chicken, it's people. And they just like if you speak out against Campbell's, they just throw you into the fucking vat of soup and they can your ass.
I don't think
that's what happened.
That's why
they didn't fire them. They put them in the soup. They put them in the soup.
That's where you got canned came from. Campbell's. Sorry.
Who's the shit now, Bally? Who's the shit now? You should have kept your mouth shut. Oh my God.
Anyway.
Oh my God. Good.
Are we gonna wrap this up?
Yeah, we're done. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Again, check out more more.clownfishtv.com. We'll talk later.
Bye.